Olympia, the state capital of Washington, is one of the most popular tourist draws in the Pacific Northwest. Sure, Portland and Seattle might be bigger cities, but they can't compete with the small-town college vibe that Olympia has going for it. It's a cultural hub that's a breeding ground for artist and musician types, and has a culinary scene that's downright out of this world. It sits at the southern tip of the Puget Sound, where the fresh waters of the Deschutes River meet saltwater, and features the breathtakingly beautiful and majestic Mount Rainier, one of the most impressive mountains in the region. Join Viewcation as we help you plan your next vacation by taking you on a tour of the top attractions that await you in Olympia, Washington. Washington State Capitol Building. Construction wrapped on this stately structure in 1928. The total cost of creating this impressive building was more than $7 million, which adjusted for inflation equates to about $110 million today. Washington's regal legislative building stands 287 feet above the Capitol campus, and its white dome is clearly visible practically anywhere in the city. It's particularly noteworthy for being the tallest masonry dome on the continent. This campus that surrounds the Capitol building itself is both historic and fun to explore. It showcases a fine selection of gardens, fountains, and memorials, and makes for a great place to bring a picnic. We highly recommend visiting the Tivoli Fountain, especially to take great photos. For an engaging look back at history, a trip to the governor's mansion on the Capitol campus is sure to leave you feeling a sense of awe. It's the oldest building in Olympia and has been hosting the family members of governors for well over 100 years. Guests can freely peruse the grounds, but taking a guided tour is a worthwhile experience if you'd like to see the Capitol's immaculately decorated interior. Where else can you see a 5-ton Tiffany chandelier? Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Viewcation for more, and stick around for a lot more of the best of Olympia. Capitol Lake. This 3-kilometer-long man-made lake located at the mouth of the equally gorgeous Deschutes River is the perfect place to go for a leisurely stroll or to spend the afternoon reading a book while sitting on a park bench or underneath a nice shady tree. It's also a great spot for birding. It's an exceptionally scenic spot which is home to a wide array of both migratory and native bird species such as buffleheads, widgeons, and mallards. If you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of a ring-necked duck, blue heron, or pied-billed grebe. Olympic Flight Museum. Its mission is to preserve vintage aircraft, and its claim to fame is having the largest collection of vintage aircraft in South Puget Sound. The museum has over 20 craft on display and makes for a perfect destination for families or solo travelers to visit to spend an hour or two. The aircraft on display were once used by the U.S. Air Force, Marines, and Navy and saw action in conflicts like World War II and the Vietnam War. Every June, the museum also hosts the Olympia Air Show. If you plan on attending, be prepared to see vintage aircraft in action piloted by trained stunt aviators, as well as performances by aerobatic athletes. The Billy Frank Jr. Nisqually National Refuge. One of the best things to do while visiting Olympia is to explore the Billy Frank Jr. Nisqually National Wildlife Refuge. It was established in 1974, and its mission is to protect the plant and animal life at the Nisqually River Delta. This 762-acre refuge was eventually connected to the tidewaters of Puget Sound. It's known for its wildlife biodiversity and for the significant role it plays in the ongoing recovery of the Puget Sound. Guests can walk along paths that take them around the refuge to enjoy its beautiful vistas and surrounding beauty. Within the park, there are lush forests as well as both saltwater and freshwater marshes. It's said there are over 200 species of birds that can be seen here, so bring your binoculars. The Hands-On Children's Museum. Travelers visiting Olympia with children should definitely include this interactive, wholesome museum on their itinerary. It's an attraction primarily geared towards children age 11 and younger, but even their parents will find engaging and fascinating things to keep themselves entertained while visiting. The museum is divided into several sections covering themes like healthy living, the Puget Sound, nature, science, and the arts. It also has an excellent outdoor discovery center that's great if the weather permits. Olympia Farmers Market. To find this market, you'll have to go for a walk down the Percival Landing Boardwalk. Here you'll find a diverse and eclectic farmers market featuring dozens of local vendors and stalls selling wares like handcrafted gourmet cheeses, pastries, locally grown organic produce, and crafts. There's also typically live music to tap your toes to when shopping. If you're looking for a spot to get the ingredients together to have a serene Puget Sound picnic, look no further because this is it. Plus, you'll be supporting the local economy. Mount Rainier National Park. One of the finest destinations to fully appreciate the great state of Washington's natural wonders is Mount Rainier National Park. As the name suggests, it revolves around Mount Rainier, a volcano that's part of the Cascades mountain chain. It's also one of the most popular national parks in the U.S. There are a plethora of hiking trails here waiting for you to strap your boots on and explore. Many of them will take you over rivers, through flower-filled meadows, past glaciers, and up to some of the most serene waterfalls you'll ever see. The park also features several campground areas with hookups, which means you can spend the night there and wake up to see Mount Rainier's lofty glory at sunrise. Historic Capitol Theater. This theater, located on 5th Avenue Southwest, has provided the viewing public with endless entertainment since it opened its doors almost a century ago. The theater has a rotating schedule of performances that includes showings of indie films and live music events. It has also served as an open gallery space for local talent to display their art pieces for years. The theater hosts its yearly Olympia Film Festival every spring. Mima Mounds. What exactly created these weird bubble wrap looking mounds in southwest Olympia is somewhat of a mystery. Some people have proposed that they were created by anything from earthquakes to glaciers or even giant gophers. Regardless, half the fun of visiting this intriguing site is speculating about what might have made this fascinating and beautiful landscape. The Mima Mounds Natural Area Preserve is a wonderful spot for a hike, especially in the spring when the wildflowers are in full bloom. There's a half-mile paved path that at this national natural landmark site allows for just about anyone to enjoy their perplexing yet inviting beauty. Olympic National Park. With its lush rainforests, rugged coastline, and steep peaks, the Olympic Peninsula is one of the most picturesque and inviting regions of the country. You can reach Olympic National Park by driving for about an hour or so northeast out of Olympia. Some of the top attractions at the park include Ruby Beach, Hoh Rainforest, and Hurricane Ridge. We also recommend visiting Shishi Beach and Salduk Hot Springs. Olympia National Park offers visitors virtually limitless adventures and some truly thrilling things to do, like kayaking, climbing, and mountain biking. It also features some of the most riveting hiking trails and tranquil campgrounds in the region. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorite things in Olympia? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.